Hello, my name is Faheem Iftikhar and this is my student ID 2107891. Today is my topic is a critical comparison of the duties of a buyer and seller under FOB and CIF contracts. There are two famous shipping agreements includes CIF and FOB contracts. These contracts are used for the transportation of goods between buyer and sellers. In FOB contracts, the seller's duty is to load the goods onto the ship proposed by the buyer. Moreover, on the other hand, the duty of the seller is to deliver the goods to the shipping company for transmitting them to the buyer. There are major differences between CIF and FOB contracts. I will be talking about conceptual underpinning. The FOB and CIF contracts are used during transportations of goods and services between the buyer and sellers. The seller's obligations under FOB contracts is to load the items aboard the ship designed by the customer. In the time between when an order is sent and when it is delivered to, there may be a number of potential points of failure. Thus, there is a need for buyer and seller protection in ensuring the safety of transactions. As a result, the law provides appropriate contracts. Both buyers and sellers transact guided by the underlying terms and conditions. Moreover, when two nations engage in commercial exchange, an international shipping agreement is essential. And as the cargo crosses international border used, it becomes subject to the legislation of each country it passes through. A free on board FOB contract is a type of sales agreement between both buyer and sellers. Under the terms of this agreement, the seller will transport the items to the port and load them onto a ship at his own cost and responsibility. Now I will be talking about my research aim is to find out the main differences between CIF and FOB contracts under English law and to discuss two duties and rights of buyers and sellers under the CIF and FOB contracts, and to find out when buyers and sellers obtain for CIF or FOB contracts. My research aims will be find out the differences between CIF and FOB contracts, discuss the duties of the buyers and sellers under the said contracts, and finally find out when buyers and sellers should obtain for these contracts. And also my research aims is the research will utilize a qualitative research where a thorough review of existing written documents will be checked. Most importantly, it is important to remember that the seller is solely responsible for paying for costs directly related to loading the goods. Now I will be talking about my research questions. My research question is what are the main differences between CIF and FOB contracts, and what are the duties and rights of buyers and sellers in CIF and FOB contracts, and when to obtain for CIF or FOB contracts. Actually, when atoms are placed onto a ship, risk is transferred to the customer. As a result, any additional costs such as shipping, insurance, and handling will fall on their shoulders. Cost insurance and freight contract is the abbreviation for CIF. According to the terms of the agreement, the seller shall be responsible for loading the purchased items onto the selected deck for shipment. Moreover, a cost and insured and freight a CIF contract is one in which all three of these factors are factored into the final sale price. Actually, transportation, insurance, and shipping costs are the responsibility of the buyer. This is because the atom cost more after these fees are included. Now I will be discuss my research methods. My research methods is the methodology suitable for this research will be qualities. Qualitative research aims of understanding the underlying concepts, ideas, and opinions about a research phenomena. The information will be reviewed systematically to gather different concepts and opinions about CIF and FOB in English law from various authors. Basically, the research methods will utilize a qualitative research where a thorough review of existing written documents will be checked. It is important to remember that the seller is solely responsible for paying for costs directly related to loading the goods. Now I will be talking about literature review. For my chosen topic research, I have gathered information from journals, articles, books, and websites. I have added references in my literature review. And the literature connects various findings from the CIF and FOB contracts, including the terms and conditions. Now I will be talking about my chosen topic. Conclusion is all in all, the CIF contracts is among the highly expensive contracts, where is the cost of goods covers the price of insurance and freight too. But in the case of FOB contracts, the price of insurance and freight is not included. I will be attaching the references which I have used to conduct the research. Thank you so much for your time. Faheem Iftikhar signing off.